Welcome back everyone to the Hello World Guy. This is another episode of the C programming series. So in this video we are going to learn about functions and how to use our own functions in C. Now we have been using functions, we have only been using one function, which is the main function, and I told you that this is the point where the program execution starts. Now we are going to learn how to create our own functions and use them. We have been using tons of different functions from standard libraries like printf, scanf, and random number generation and time and a bunch of other stuff. So now we are going to learn how to create our own functions. So in order to create a function, it's pretty simple. All you need to do is you need to just like we have created this main function, we can do it in a similar manner. Now this here integer here of course is the return type of the function. This means the type that the function returns, so some functions can give values when they are finished executing. They can give value to the caller, and this is basically determines the type of that value. And this can be void if you do not want to give any value, and the main gives a value which represents if the program failed or succeeded. But let's just say void. They will say void. This means that this function does not return any value. Now we need to say the function name. Let's just say, for example, hello, and after that we need to of course put a pair of parentheses, and then we are going to put this here, which is just the curly braces, and whatever we do inside here is basically being done inside a function. Now I can go ahead and say print something like hello world. So we can go ahead and say that. Now if I go ahead and let me add a new line here. So this function of course is not the main function, so it is not called automatically. We can call it whenever we want in our code and as many times as we like. So we can go ahead and say hello, and just like we call any other function, put a parenthesis afterwards and a semicolon. Now this should essentially call the hello function, and we can put it twice just to see how it goes. So this is going to essentially print the hello statement twice. So if I open up my terminal and let me take this like that, and if I go ahead and for example say gcc and say hello.c, which is still the name of our program. If I do that and I then run it by saying a.exe, you can see it says hello world twice. So this function was called as we wanted it to. Now a function can also take parameters or arguments. These basically means that a function can use some values and produce a result based on that value. For example, here we can take any value. For example, let us take let's remove this and add another function here. Let's call this void and make this sum. Actually, let's make its return type integer because this is a sum function. So let's go ahead and say sum, and here we are going to add two integers as argument. For the argument, you just say the type of the argument, then the name of the argument, and you can separate multiple arguments using commas. So int x and int y, and now we go ahead and add curly braces just like we do normally. And since we need to return a value, we must do so by using a return statement. And here we can put any value. We can say something like x plus y. This of course must match the type present here. So if I do that and I go here and I say something like sum, it asks me to, if I just do it like this, it will give an error because I need to provide it with two values. I can say something like 30 and 50, and it returns a value as well. We can store that in a variable, or we can also use it directly. So for those purposes, I'm going to say something like printf, and then I'm going to say let's just say sum is, and let's go ahead function and just put the function